Hello and welcome back to the Rage Racing YouTube channel. Today we're not doing any performance builds, but we are going to work on a performance vehicle. What I have here is a 2003 Harley-Davidson V-Rod, and it has a common problem where the fuel gauge always reads empty and the low fuel warning light is always on. So obviously the fuel level sending unit in the gas tank has gone bad. And unfortunately, through Harley, this part's been discontinued and it's no longer available anywhere. Scouring the internet, I found used units on eBay for as much as $800. So, being that that is absolutely ridiculous, I decided to search for new one or remanufactured ones somewhere. At that point, I would even try some kind of Chinese garbage just to see if something would work for something less than $800. And I got lucky. So in New York State, there's www.Tri-Starr Radiator.com. So they manufacture fuel tank sending units for all sorts of Harley-Davidsons, including these early V-Rods. So let's check it out. So when you open up the package, this is what you get in the mail, at least for the V-Rod, is that cylindrical tube. You get this beautiful handmade, American-made fuel sending unit for the early V-Rod. It's a nice quality piece. So we're going to install this today. If you even it says right on there, Tri-Starr, it gives the part number TS75122-01. So it's a nice setup, way better than the original one that came from Harley. So I'm excited to put this in. Let's see how hard this is going to be to do. Well, what I've done so far is I've gone ahead and disconnected the battery. I have drained the fuel, and so now we're going to remove the fuel tank sending units, and we'll go from there. So, pop off the cap. Disconnect this electrical connector, pretty easy. Push down the tab and it comes right off. Tuck that down in there. So these two, one's a fuel supply, one's a fuel return. I don't know which one's which actually, but they're pretty easy to take off. So you just squeeze on these little blue tabs, squeeze them down and pull and wiggle a little bit, and they pop off. There we go. If any little bit of gas comes out, just wipe it up. Pop the other one off. There we go. Okay. Pop that off. Stick that down here. And this tube, see if I can get off my fingers. Sometimes you need a screwdriver to pop those off. There we go. All right. So that's a vent. And I think this is a feed and return, or this one's feed and that one's return. I'm not sure. I do know that the different sizes. This one's bigger than this one, so you can't mess them up putting back on. They only go on one way. Let's see. We'll just try to tuck these down away somewhere. Out of the way. There we go. Okay, so there's a plastic ring that unscrews normal way, counterclockwise, to release the fuel tank sending unit. If you don't have the correct tool, that's okay. They're not on; these aren't on that type, but it'll be a little bit of a bugger. So if you had the right tool for this, I don't even know where you find them anymore. That would make it super easy. Otherwise, I've used just really big channel locks or really big. This is an oil filter wrench that kind of just barely gets on there. It takes some muscle, but there we go. That started to pop loose, and he's going to go to the next one. And he's slowly. There we go. And it starts to get a little easier as you go. There we go. That's it. See if I can't undo these with my fingers now. Okay. There we go. That comes off. I'll set that to the side. And that should pop right out. Since you already disconnected everything, it should just come right out. I am going to get a tray. Although I did drain the gas, there's still some gas in the very bottom. This is going to have gas on it, in it, that's going to drain out. Let me get a tray here. And let me zoom out on the camera a little bit so we can maybe be able to see me pull this out. So, okay, so you can kind of see what it looks like. There we go. It is really long. And just let it sit and kind of drain as much as it can back into the tank, whatever fuel happens to be on it. There we go. That's it. And this is the old flimsy, I guess, resistor for the fuel tank sender that Harley had. And you'll see our new one is a much higher quality one. Okay, let's put this on the bench and we'll work on it. As I was saying, this is the original flimsy Harley fuel sender unit. This is the new one you get from Tri-Starr. It's a nice, solid unit, and it's got a much simpler design, and it should be a bolt-in replacement, and this should go pretty easy. Let's find out. Step 1, carefully remove the fuel pump assembly from the fuel tank. Did it. Locate the fuel level sender float assembly. There it is. Unplug the yellow and black wires from the top of the failed fuel level sender. There they are, unplugged. Next, remove the screw from the bottom of the fuel level sender. There's a screw there. Okay. Step 5. Now remove the failed sender and float assembly. This just pops right out. Well, that was real simple. I'll throw that aside. It says step 6. Slide the top tab of the new fuel level sender into the slot on the top of the plate. Go. In bright red letters says make sure the engraved Tri-Starr logo is facing out. Just like that. Slides in there. Yeah, there's a little clip up here, a little slot actually into the top. It slides into. Go. Okay. Reinstall the mounting screw. Make sure it's good and snug. Seems pretty tight to me. Okay. Make sure that the float moves unobstructed. Yep, goes all the way up, all the way down. Attach the yellow wire to the yellow wire and black wire to black wire. Yellow to yellow. Black. You know, I'm going to put a little crimp on this black connector just so it holds a little bit tighter. Sometimes I do is I'll take just some needle nose pliers and on this style of connector, maybe just crimp down on it just a little bit. If there's a little bit more friction, don't want any issues. Maybe just a little bit more. There we go. Snug, snug. just like that. Everything seems to be out of the way. Goes up and down. Oh, there, I can kind of tuck it up there like that. All right. Reinstall the fuel pump assembly and your repair is complete. That's it. Okay. Well, let's see. The sock looks good. Everything else looks good. Hose looks good. This bike didn't have too many miles on it, so I think it'll be just fine like this. I'll clean up the O-ring, make sure everything's good, and then put this back in. Pretty nice. Take the fuel level sender and the whole unit, carefully feed it into the tank. Fits nice and easy, actually. In fact, this is way easier than doing them on the standard Harleys, like your, FLHs and Softails and stuff like that. Make sure the wires go in there. There we go. I think I got it. Good. Just want to make sure nothing's pinched and everything's working right. That's it. Seems like it's sitting good. Now for our retaining ring. There we go. Tighten it down clockwise. Okay. All right. Grab our wrench here again. Just kind of. Now be careful with these three nipples here. They're made out of plastic. It's just the same plastic as the top. So I imagine, I haven't done it yet, but who knows? You may see me do it for the first time. You may accidentally break these off. So be very, very careful, especially kind of with the setup that I got going on here. See, want to make sure it's good and tight. No any leaks, that's for sure. I think that's pretty tight. Seems fine. Yeah, that's got to be tight. I can't move it anymore. Okay. And we'll just attach these. Everything's clean. This one on. Should just click right into place. Here the snap. Should be in. Electrical connector. Snap. It's in. Let's see. This one here. Snap. It's in. And if I can find the vent line, I'll connect that too. Vent line disappeared on me. Here it is. I found it. Okay. That's pretty simple. All right. Well, I'm going to reconnect the battery. I'll put a little bit of gas in it. I'll check the level, then put more gas in it and check the level again and see if the gauge is reading what it should read. All right. Okay, I'm going to turn on the bike. I think I got everything good. I just put just a splash of gas in it. So it may still read empty, but we'll see. Would you look at that? It's no low fuel warning lights, at least yet, not yet. Oh, there it is. Yeah, low fuel warning light came on, but the needle did come up to about 1/8 of a tank. Let's add more gas and see if it comes up as we add gas. Hopefully this works. And the needle's going up. Low fuel light goes off. Right at half tank. All right. Well, let's go further. I don't have enough to fill this bike. Let's see whatever I drained out of it is whatever it had. Going up, going up, going up, going up. Okay. That was all the fuel I drained out of the bike. Right now it says I got about right at almost 7/8 of a tank. Just kind of splashed around. Maybe close to that. I would say we're probably just a little bit less than that. Probably somewhere between 3/4 and 7/8 or so. But overall, I would say it's working pretty good. All right, I'll wrap up the bike by putting the cowl back on, putting the seat back on, firing it up, and taking it for a ride and making sure everything works. But otherwise, I think that was a quick and easy solution. Okay, I got it all back together. We're ready to fire it up and make sure that, well, for one thing, that it runs, but also that there's no fuel leaks to any of our fuel lines and everything's working properly and the gauge continues to work. And if everything checks out, then we should have success. So let's get the seat open. And let's hear if this thing runs. Success! You know, I actually like the way these things sound. I think the V-Rods sound just awesome. They rev quick, they got the snappy throttle response, they got a nice growl to them when you get into the throttle. I actually like these bikes. Okay, see you next time.